So if you're new to home labs or servers in general, you're going to come across a situation where you've got your new hardware, you're very happy with it, and a default thing that a lot of people might do is just to install Windows on it or install Linux on it. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to install a hypervisor, a bare metal hypervisor, something like Proxmox or ESXi or Windows Hyper-V, so that you can start installing multiple operating systems. Most home labs run virtual machines or Docker containers to basically run all their services. What you don't do is have one operating system running all of the services. That will get very convoluted very quickly, and you'll start getting conflicts at some point, and it's much harder to manage. Virtual machines, VMs as you might hear them online, are basically just miniature computers, all virtual, that take a specific piece of the physical hardware and use it specifically for that purpose. Docker containers run basically the same way. They're really stripped down virtual machines that only have the services you need to run that specific service you want to run. So rather than installing, for example, a whole installation of Linux to run, say, Pi-hole or some other kind of service or a web server, what you would actually do is run a Docker container, and that Docker container takes the very core services it needs in order to run. Both have their pluses and benefits and their disadvantages as well, but basically both run really well. So that's what you're going to do. Your very first step is going to want to install some kind of bare metal hypervisor. I'm going to put a link in the description below to Proxmox. That's the bare metal hypervisor that I use. It's open source, it's very, very powerful, and it's very popular within the home lab community. So your first step is going to be, you're going to want to install Proxmox on your server. Once you've done that, you're going to be given so much power on running multiple services, and you're going to be able to allocate resources to many different virtual machines, and then you can run them, and then you can transfer those virtual machines to other virtual machines if you want to other different servers. There's a lot of stuff you can do with that, but that's basically going to be your next step. So if you've watched my previous video on how to get started with home labs, then you know what stage you're at now. But if you haven't watched it, please do click the link above, go to that if you're interested in getting started with home labs. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them as soon as I can. I hope that this has been helpful. Remember, the link to Proxmox is in the description below. If you have any questions, write those below. And as always, I will see you in the next video for another installment of kind of getting started with home labbing.